What up, world? Your boy Challz Brown back again for another Talking Facts. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to get notified on upcoming episodes. Brittany Renner. Brittany Renner. Brittany Renner. I've been hearing this girl's name for at least... She's been on everybody's lips for at least 9 hot months. And it's all from just talking, right? Talk like Method Man say back in the day. Talk. I mean, you got told Method Man, talk. You just talk. All right, so let's talk about it on some grown man stuff, right? So this is what I want to say about this, right? Brittany Renner. I had Brittany Renner on my Instagram before I knew who she was, right? But I got a lot of thoughts on my Instagram, right? And I don't know if she a thought. I'm not going to call her a thought. But what I am going to say is, a lot of stuff that seems to trigger this girl be stuff that, you know how they say a hit dog hollers, right? And I'm the last person. I'm not a woman basher. Do your thing. If you out here getting money, do your thing, right? Do your thing. But end of the day, let's not try to make it something that it ain't. Brittany, let's not try to make it something. I ain't never looked up this girl in my life to find out who she was or what she did until tonight, because I'm low-key tired of it. I'm tired of every time the conversation come up, she coming back with an angry tweet, an angry video, an angry post because she's mad because people calling a spade a spade. If I sit outside and wait for the young hoopers to hoop and find one that's going to make it somewhere to actually be something, and I latch on to him soon as he get where he want to go, and I make him impregnate me, and then I get him for his money, and I leave him. What do they make? What is that? That's not wifey, bruh. That's not wifey, right? I just don't understand why every time this girl Brittany Renner is on, she's on No Jumper, she's on Academics, and she's sunning these guys. It's like these guys don't know how to talk to these females. It's like they're afraid to keep it a buck with these women, right? She was on Cam Newton show. I watched some of it. I couldn't finish it. It's like they sitting there speechless and letting her say these little things, and you know what I'm saying? Just say like she says these little comments and then she come back with this quick witted. I'm like, it ain't that quick and it ain't that witty. It's garbage because these guys won't tell you what it really is, right? These guys are in the public eye, so they know they can't say nothing too crazy, because then they're gonna get that screenshot and they're gonna look like they're bashing this woman for whatever. Even no matter, anybody can see what it is, right? This chick is an Instagram chick lining guys up because they liking her pictures, and she's plucking whichever one that look the most gullible, and she's getting at them, right? Look at the track list. So I'm getting ahead of myself. The whole issue was, right? I don't know who said it, but I know Cam Newton was involved, and he was basically saying, and I'm gonna read what he said. He prefers an Ayesha Curry or Savannah James over Brittany Renner. He was on a podcast, and he was talking about boss bitches and this and that and whatever, whoop-de-whoop. So he brought, I'm assuming he brought her name up, right? Even though he had her on his podcast, and he was talking real tough on this guy's thing, but he wasn't saying that when the girl was there. I'm just telling you what I saw, right? When the girl was on his podcast, he was mad soft-spoken and trying to be humble, and he didn't want to upset her and rile her up, and he let her get a lot of shots at him, in my opinion. When at the end of the day, we all know what it is. This is a chick using her looks and her body to get these dudes locked down, right? So let me just read off the lineup of the guys that Miss Brittany, who wants to have these women conversations. I'm gonna get to what she said in a minute. Have these wives verse, you know, because what she said is it kind of rubbed me the wrong way, because she's trying to make it like women out here that's actually getting with one man and staying with him, they just want to suck a dick and keep their mouth shut, right? And men, we can't handle that. We can't handle a woman who don't want to keep her mouth shut. They got to conform to these guys and whatever. And that's what we supposed to be doing. We supposed to be looking for these lame chicks like Ayesha Curry. She didn't say lame. I'm not going to misquote her. But Ayesha Curry, right? And Savannah James. For those that don't know, that's LeBron James and Steph Curry's wives, right? So they made wives out of these women, who these women hold themselves up in high regard. They're not going around with all these bodies under their belt, trying to act like sexual freedom and all this whatever, right? So this is just a few names linked to Brittany Renner. Like I said, do your thing, because we get out here and do whatever we want to do too. But she's romantically linked to multiple NBA stars, including James Harden, Jamal Murray, Ben Simmons, Drake, Lil Uzi Vert, Trey Songz, and Chris Brown. And they didn't even name the father of the baby in that little roundup, right? PJ Williams. So, PJ Washington, who's only 23 years old. She's 29, right? She's 29. Their relationship came and gone. Soon as the baby was about to come, whoop, or after the baby. After they had the baby, it says they split in July, right? Now, everybody can split up and this and that. And everything don't work out, right? Right? But I'm going to tell you some real stuff. You have to be a new fool to mess with a chick that just messed with all them names that I just read to you and still get her pregnant. You know who does that? Young boys. PJ Washington is 23 years old. Right? 23 years old. This kid ain't but got 2 freaking hours in this real world. And guess what he did? He laid down with this chick and put a baby in her. Gassed up because she looked good. Do you know, and I don't know what this chick did, but do you know a chick would go in the trash can and pull a condom out and try to pour that semen in her body just to have a kid with a guy like this? It's a rumor that, the rumor is that he's paying her $200,000 a month for child support. That's not a come up. So let's just imagine whatever he's paying her is a come up because it's free money. Right? But who's going to do that? Besides a young boy. Just got in the league. He got this Instagram famous chick. She got millions of followers hitting on him and DMing him, whatever she did to connect this guy's attention. So end of the day, that's what you would call a boss bitch, if I'm not mistaken, right? That's by technical terms of what we naming boss chicks to be. A chick that can pull a move like that would be a boss bitch. So that's what Cam was talking about. He don't want that. He's saying a lot of them are claiming to be boss bitches, but they really not. And they really just move in a certain way so they can get money off of other people, namely men who are gullible enough to feed into it. So Cam basically was saying he prefers, according to whatever he said on the podcast, he prefers an Ayesha Curry or Savannah James over Brittany Renner type. Now, most guys would say that. So she got mad, right? And she goes on. She not only went on she put a post up, a video up. She also wrote on her Twitter, "Some women chose to suck a dick and shut up, and some don't. Marriage is a business." Right? You hear this? Marriage is a business. This is what I'm talking about. But she's triggered about someone saying they prefer 2 solid women who stayed in the marriage and are riding with these guys for years, right? They didn't want to done these guys and get child support. But she goes, marriage is a business to many. So yeah, people play that. Marriage is a business to many. So yeah, people play that part. Let's stop glorifying relationships and individuals in them we know nothing about. Most cheat with women who look like nothing like their wives anyway. Whether that's true or not is irrelevant. Because at the end of the day, nobody's scamming these guys to be there, right? And that's what she's missing the point with the post, right? All of that speculation, all of that's inside her. Because at the end of the day, people are together for whatever reason they're together for, right? And what she say, that people are playing a part. So she thinks marriage is playing a part. So what you doing when you gassing up this young boy to get pregnant by him and have his baby? That's not a part. And breaking up with him as soon as the baby's born, that's not a part. What part of that relationship did you realize it wasn't going to work? Right? What part of that? When did you decide to give up and not play the part of the individuals we know nothing about, their relationship? Right? But what we do know about them, they still together. Right? We do know that they got several kids together. We know that, right? We do know that they're by the man's side through thick and thin. We know that, right? Multiple years, not one, not a hot summer, and then taking his baby and making him pay for child support. So this is the most negative thing somebody could say about marriages. Basically saying these women just sucking dick and shutting up, right? And basically saying they're going to cheat anyway, and they cheat with women who look nothing like their wives. That's something people say that have nobody. That's something people say that have nobody. This is a person, right? And I don't know this woman, but I know women like this. When they're bitter, they're gonna knock your thing. They're gonna knock everybody else's thing, right? She's saying, let's stop glorifying relationships. Nobody glorified anything. He said he want a woman that's gonna stay there and not dip as soon as she get the bag from him. So end of the day, regardless of how they feel at home, it doesn't matter. They're staying together for whatever reason. And you're dipping with the man's money. So I'm going to rather take, any man going to rather have that chick at home that's going to stay home and be his wife. She still got a career. She's still doing her own thing, right? But it's a together thing that they doing. Not a separate, soon as I don't want to hear what you got to say, I'm dipping. And you got to pay me this and that and the third. That's that so-called boss bitch that we not looking for. And Cam Newton was right. He wants a chick that you can wife. Because it's not just about, and what the thing is, it's not just about, oh, because they staying home. No, it's a whole thing. They not on there. They're not on Instagram complaining about other men, right? They're not on there talking about other women. They're not on there constantly trying to defend their actions because they looking mad suspect when they doing this, that, and the third, showing their body again and again and again for 6, 7, 8, 9 years. And that's how they make their bread and butter. I don't think neither one of these women that we named, Ayesha Curry or Savannah James, get paid for that. I ain't saying nothing wrong with it, but they don't. I don't know for them to be doing a whole lot of posting and doing shots in their freaking Fashion Nova for bending over and doing this and that, so they can get sponsorships with. I don't know what they do. I don't think they do that. I just honestly don't. Right? And I ain't talking about Fashion Nova. I'm talking about the other stuff that these chicks be in, right? I don't see a lot of Ayesha Curry thought posts where she letting it all out and bending over and doing this and that. These thirst traps. I don't see a lot of that. I don't see a lot of Savannah James doing a whole lot of thirsting and thotting it up. I don't see that. Every morning with the wake and bake, all this posting. I don't see a lot of that. So that's what dudes are talking about. So it ain't just about that they stayed. It's how they stayed. They carry themselves with class, right? They carry themselves with grace. They're not always somewhere arguing with a man about what women need to, can't do, can't do. It's a whole thing. It ain't one thing. It ain't two. It's a whole thing, right? It's a package. A man wants to marry a package, just like a woman want to marry a package, right? A man don't want a woman with all these clearly popular, professional ball players and rappers up under their belt. You don't know, man. Who wants that? I don't recall hearing Savannah James or Ayesha Curry having 10 bodies from 10 basketball players. I never heard. You let me know. When I'm lying, let me know. When I'm telling something that sounds like it's wrong or it sounds like I don't know what I'm talking about, please take your phone and throw it at the wall, and that'll end the whole conversation. But until then, I don't understand how we keep getting bombarded with Brittany Renner posts, Brittany Renner interviews. Brittany, what are we talking about? Like, you're the defender of Thots? Like, what's going on, man? It's never changed. Thots have been what they have been since the beginning of the time. You're not going to all of a sudden we're going to have a slut walk and all this stuff, and now it's going to change how people feel about a person that's clearly acting like a thought that's trying to get paid, get pregnant, and get out and get a nice little check every time they do it, right? This kid, if my math is off, he's 23 years old, you're 29. What could you possibly have seen in this kid? What wavelength was y'all going to be clicking and vibing? Be honest. Outside of him hitting that a couple times and getting you pregnant and then y'all start to fall apart, which was surely going to happen. At what point was this going to be a thing that was going to last? So that's why people are coming at you, and Cam Newton brought your name up, because it's clear to see. You can make the reference and everyone's going to get it immediately. It's not going to be something you got to sell. It's not going to be a hard like, they're going to see it immediately. And there's no disrespect to you. But the thing about this is with these Instagram chicks, right? Most of them don't complain about who they are. They're not complaining. They wake up every morning, they set the camera up, they set the little selfie light up or whatever they're gonna do. They go down to the beach, they got somebody following, wherever they're gonna do, they're gonna do it, take their pictures, post their videos, guys gonna look at it, they're gonna click like or whatever they're gonna do. And the girl's gonna move on. Ain't nobody out here trying to change hearts and minds, but it seemed like you. This girl gets booked for these interviews and these things, and she's mad hostile, and it's like, yo, like, what's the problem, boo? I get it, you're getting older, and it's not gonna be as easy to get these things out of these men like it used to be. I understand that. We all get that, right? I understand that. But at the end of the day, you ain't got to keep telling. No one's going to change their opinion of an Instagram thought that's getting too old for it. And now she wants to be taken and respected and to be looked at differently. It's never going to happen. If a guy chooses to accept what you do, kudos to him. But he can't be walking around thinking he got no Ayesha Curry or no Savannah James. It is what it is, especially when not only are you doing whatever you're doing visually, you coming out with all this stuff to say against people who have done nothing to you, who've done nothing but been good wives, because they want to be good wives to good men that's trying to treat them right. Whether or not he's cheating is irrelevant, because it's none of your business. Let's start there. And at the end of the day, if, and I say if, right, this guy is cheating on her. And I'm just addressing what she said. Most cheat with women who look nothing like their wives anyway. Now, let's say that's a valid point, right? Let's say it's real. Let's say LeBron James got a side piece or Steph Curry got a side piece. They side pieces. Just like you. Right? Let's just keep it a buck. They side pieces. They don't come in the house. They don't wipe their feet on the rug. They don't get in the kitchen, cook grits, eggs. No, they side pieces. It's quiet. It's shh, don't say nothing. Here's some money. Be quiet. No, you can't come around for Christmas. You can't come for Thanksgiving. I can't see you tonight. Maybe next week. They on the side. Right? So if you're standing up for the side pieces, saying, let's stop glorifying relationships and individuals that we know nothing about. Most cheat with women who look nothing like their wives anyway, but they go home to their wives. They go home to their wives, and they don't bring the side piece home. So at the end of the day, all of that you're talking about is side piece stuff. So you want us to stop glorifying the wife is at home cooking, taking care of 3-4 kids, and do what? Glorify the side piece? I'm sorry, we're not doing that. So Brittany Renner, I don't know, she can run over academics, and she can run over Cam Newton, and she can run over No Jumper and all this stuff. But real guys really understand what it is about. We're never, ever going to sit there and take the advice of a side piece, wannabe boss bitch thought that's thirst trapping dudes into getting them on freaking papers for the rest of their life for 18 years. It don't work like that. We're not gonna redeem you and make you some type of household name or somebody should be looked up to. And on that note, I'm gonna end it. You let me know what you think in the comments about Brittany Renner or anything of that nature. We could talk about it. My name is Challz Brown. Hit the like button, subscribe button. I'm just a little sick of it, bro. If you know the difference between the wife and the side piece, I don't know what to tell you. But we can't keep seeing you spazzing out and having an issue every time somebody says your name. Okay, you're the queen of the thoughts. Let's deal with it. Peace.
CLB.